Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? So today, I would like to earn some money. I would like to buy Field 15 and 20. I have talked about this for a little while, and I haven't done it yet, so today we would like to earn the money for it. However, I'm not going to buy Field 15 and 20 until we have harvested the sugar beet on them. I don't know if we're going to get to doing the sugar beet today, but we are certainly going to get a lot closer to actually buying them, because we've got our animals all fed. The crops are just waiting to grow, so essentially this is all we've got to do for a little while. We're going to be using, I don't know if I want to use the Magnum actually. I've used that a few times doing ploughing. I don't think we're going to be getting any other option than the sulfured plough, so I'll probably do this in like a great big circle. Magnum, the T8. And Magnum. Yeah, see, you don't get the articulated tractors or the Challengers as options. You only seem to get these tractors as the biggest ones. So we're going to take the T8 and we're going to put that one onto the sulfured 8312. Start the mission. I will be using some GPS on this, however I'm not going to just be running up and down and doing every other lane. I'm going to go up this end of the field, I'm going to go down the other side of the field. And I won't be doing anything across the ends of the field either. We'll leave the headlands until the end. I don't think we're going to need to do the headlands anyway. I don't think that's going to be an issue. But, yeah, just in case it was, we will leave it. Now, we can unfold this. I think this plough unfolds, doesn't it? Yes, it does. See, it unfolds, and the wheel turns slightly on this end as well, which changes how it's done. So, actually, let's just drop it straight into the ground and start running up the field. And then once we've gone up a little way, we'll start on our GPS. And I forgot to do my weekly question before we started, so I'll show you the options at the end of the episode. However, the card is still going to come up there now. Right, let's very quickly set the GPS going. Oops, there, and like that. Right, so now I want to auto set the working width, and I'm just going to have it stop at the end. I won't have lines, and I will turn it on, and there we go. Right. Is that in the right place? Yes. So anyway, my weekly question. I have a organic farm now. We're running an organic farm, and I'm going to need a slurry spreader. So I've got 5 options for you to choose from this week. We are going to have either the Garant or the Joskin, which is the 2 vanilla ones that come with. We got a few mods that we've got off of the mod hub as well. One of them is the Fliegl, the small tanker. Another one is a small Marshall tanker. And then finally we have the IT runner with the slurry tanker attachment to it. But if you choose the IT runner out of these 5, I will also use the IT runner attachment for the muck spreader as well, the manure spreader. And any other attachments that we can use to go with it. We'll use the IT runner a lot if that's the one you go for, because keep in mind that it is a bit expensive. The actual module is the second most expensive of the 5 that I've offered you. However, we do also have to buy the €55,000 trailer. We would be able to do it, we would be able to save up the money, and we would be able to get it. However, it is going to be a lot more expensive than our other options. So, but it's your vote, it's your game. Make sure you click on the card up in the top right hand corner to cast your vote, and head into the comment section to tell us why you're voting for what you're voting for. In the meantime, I am going to plough up this field for you. I'm going to try and get a good angle on the field while I do it. Let me just come forward a bit, there we go. And I'm going to run down to the end down here. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to run it in a great big loop and just sort of keep working it. I've got to try and decide what is the best angle to get this at. Let me line that one up. There we go. And he's away. Right, so it's going to be sticking out slightly over this side just for the first run, but then it will keep it neat and tidy for the rest of it. That actually goes quite a way. We're losing about half the plough on this run. Oh well, that's what we're going to do, that's what we're going to do. All in the name of art, this is. Right, so I will time-lapse this for you now, and then we will see about doing some cultivating after this, I think. That's almost this field completely done. I've just got to do one more turn and it'll probably complete as we come back up the other side. I think that is an absolutely epic performance there from the global positioning software. We've done this in nearly half the allotted time. And we definitely wouldn't have been able to do that if we'd just been doing it by eye. This is absolutely fantastic. And the thing that I really like about it is that it's realistic. The actual GPS global positioning software in real life is this accurate. It's accurate down to the centimetre on the fields. It's absolutely amazing piece of software that can guide. I mean, I can't help but be impressed every time I think about it. I mean, you've got a satellite up in space. That's a long way up that is a long way up in the sky, ladies and gentlemen. That is a very long way up, and that is guiding your tractor. You're not doing anything. You're just sitting there. You're not holding your steering wheel, and it is guiding your tractor up across the field, accurate right down to the centimetre. Now that is absolutely phenomenal. And we have here 31,877 euros. That's not bad going. That's not bad going at all. You really brought your A game today. Thanks. You're welcome. You're absolutely welcome. Right, so that's 34,000 euros. And, oh, we get the big one. Right, that's 11,000 euros if we use that one. If we go back... So here's the thing. You get a bit more if you use a slightly smaller cultivator. Is whether we want to. I'm wondering if actually we should try and do this a bit quick. I mean, with the all-rounder, this is a pretty good one. That's even less money, because that one's got like the double unfold on it. I'm tempted to use that one just because I really like this cultivator. I think it's really cool when it unfolds. It's the one in the advert. Okay, we're going to use this one. This is the one in the advert at the beginning. You know, the video sequence you get when you first start the game up. This is the one that is unfolding onto the field, and it is quite impressive when it's unfolding. Let's just come up here a second and back up onto it. There we go. And right, I'm going to go forward a little bit, and let's see where's the best place to watch this, because we want to see it do what it does in the video. So I think it's going to be about here is where we see it do it. There it goes. Comes out like that. Obviously it's a little tiny bit slower than it is in the video, because that is sped up a bit, but out it goes over again. Brilliant. Look at that. That is awesome. And then lower it down. That is a wonderful piece of kit. That is right there. That is absolutely fantastic. I am just going to set the GPS up very quickly, and I'm going to use the GPS on this one. So we just move it over just a fraction like that. Do that, take the lines off, and I'm just going to stop it at the end, and I'll do it manually. Do that, and we are away. Right, it's just going to nudge out a fraction. What I'm going to do, I will lift at the ends, and I'm going to do exactly the same as I did with the ploughing. I'm going to lift it at the end once I get down there, and then I will come up the other side of the field and sort of work my way in towards the centre, and then I will speak to you again once I get close to the middle. Now, we were sort of looking at it from this angle with the plough, wondering how we should do this. I'd like to see, the problem is if you do it like this, you get the dust sort of coming up, and it does spoil the effect a little bit. I suppose we could always do it from the opposite way, but then you got that. You know, I'm going to do it from here. This is the angle. This is going to be a bit more difficult to try and turn the tractor at the end of the row. I might actually just work up and down and work my way across rather than trying to go to the end of the field, because I don't think I'm going to be able to do it from this angle, but I think it's going to look pretty cool sped up. And we're coming to the last little bit here on this field as well. Just got to do one more turn. And I'm starting to get the hang of this. I sort of get round part way, then engage a GPS and let that line it up. Stop at the end of the field, and then start driving. And I'm going to carry on doing this backwards, just so that we can finish this field, do the whole thing backwards, which I think is quite an accomplishment. Never actually in real life done an entire field backwards, so this is a new one on me. Once we've done this, we will plant this field. I'm not going to do potatoes. I have had about enough of potatoes, I've got to be honest. Doing all those potatoes at the end of Goldcrest. Yeah, that was... I've had about enough of them, and I also have potatoes planted in the time-lapse series, and as you know, I will be harvesting those at some point soon. It may even be on Christmas Day. You'll get to see me harvesting potatoes yet again, if you watch the episode on Christmas Day. I actually kind of hope that most of you don't watch any of my episodes on Christmas Day. I hope that you spend time with family, loved ones, friends. Just spend some time with someone that means something to you if you're not going to spend it with family for whatever reason. And yeah, you know, don't waste your time looking at silly videos on the internet, quite frankly. Whoa, I've never used this one. And we got the 8700 Black Edition. This is the limited edition one that we got for our early pre-order. Excellent. Okay, that is an awesome looking tractor. That really is. So yeah, don't get me wrong. I like the fact that everybody watches my videos. I think this is absolutely fantastic. It means the world to me. But I kind of hope that I don't get very many views coming up on Christmas Day. It just seems like it's a day for family and so on and so forth. But I mean, obviously there are people who don't actually celebrate Christmas. And so I'm sure there will be some views, but yeah. Okay, I'm not going to say any more about that because I think I'm going to end up saying the wrong thing or something. Right. That unfolds really good. I'm really impressed with that. I am quite likely to buy this one, I think, on the time-lapse series now. I was just impressed with that. So let's just get the GPS system engaged. And what I'm actually going to do this time, I think I'm actually a little tiny bit too wide there. If I just nudge it over a fraction, and you take a look, I think I am just a fraction wide. So if I'm just going to narrow it down a little tiny bit, remove the offset, and that seems to be about right. We'll remove the lines, engage it, close it down, and I was actually thinking that I would do this one from in-cab, do the whole thing from in-cab, but because of the tractor that we're using, I'm thinking that we're not going to do it from in-cab. I want to look at this tractor. This thing is a beast. Look at that. That is an absolute beast. That's a better angle. That's a better angle, I think, right there. That is a beauty of a machine. That is absolutely fantastic. Oh, what is the best place to look at this? It looks good down there. It looks good there. If I just back out a little bit, I think we're going to do it like that. This is slightly backwards as well, so we're going to do this one slightly in reverse. But yeah, I'm not going to do this in cab just because I really want to have a look at this. I've not used this one yet. That does look fantabulous. Okay, let's get this field planted. What are we planting, by the way? Barley. Excellent. And once again, we are getting very close to the finish. I gave you a couple different views on this one, just because I thought it would actually be pretty good. And it's actually quite difficult to turn the machine from in the tractor, because you don't get to see how sharp the wheels are turning or anything like that. You've got no point of reference whatsoever apart from looking behind you. It does make it more difficult doing it like this than with the camera sort of travelling in front of the tractor. Once you get round a certain distance, you can let the GPS take over, which is quite fortunate really, because if we couldn't let the GPS take over, we really would be in trouble. So we've just got this last little bit now to come up through, and we'll have a field of barley planted here. It's highly unlikely that I'm actually going to buy this field, I would have thought, or at least while this crop is here planted. And probably, I've just been wondering what we're going to do next. What is our next task going to be? We need something to do. We've got 2 fields. Well, we've got 3 fields here that are on the first growth stage. We've got 1 field that is on the second growth stage. Actually, I think technically it's classed as like the third growth stage. Not quite sure. But anyway, we got one that is a little bit further along than the rest of it. We've got a strip on this field just to the side of it. So I'm actually pointing at the screen just off to the right-hand side. Probably not going to do you a lot of good because I don't imagine any of you can see it. That should be just about it. We're just going to finish now. Anytime. Any second now. Go on. I was going to give you like a last couple of seconds view of the tractor, but that didn't quite work out very well. So we got another 13,374 euros. That's not bad. So that takes up to 59,910. Now I think we probably actually get a... Oh no, no mission. Right, this field here, 321,000. We're not going to be buying this field anytime soon. Let's go over and take a look at the other 2 fields and just see how much they are. Obviously, we're not buying one yet. We don't want to buy one just yet. Let's spin around here. We'll go on up to there. Let's do this from in-cab, just so that... try to keep everybody happy. I haven't done very much in-cab driving lately. Well, I have explained it before. And I apologise for those that prefer the in-cab driving, but... Personally, I prefer out of cab, mainly because I like to look at the tractor. You'll probably notice when I do the time-lapse series, I do a lot of driving like this. And it's not just for your benefit so that you guys can see the tractor. It's also for my benefit. It's partially a selfish reason. I like looking at the tractors. I like tractors. And I was just looking at this Zeta and thinking, this is not at all like the old Zeta that I used to drive when I worked for a hill farmer, and he had mostly sheep. And he had an old Zeta. Now that thing would stick like glue to slopes. He would drive it along the most insane steep hills, and it just wouldn't tip over. Just would not tip over. The thing about that Zeta, right? This one is 61,300 euros, and the one over here. Let's just take a quick look, and then I can continue to tell you about that old Zeta. I can't remember what sort it is, but I did see, right, that one's 63,000. Fraction more, even though we got a bit more of a reduction. I think Dennis Jenkins actually owns one of the fields over there, so we are getting a bit of a reduction for because we've done a mission over in that field as well. So yeah, the old Zeta, it just keeps going and going and going. This tractor is phenomenal. It just won't break down. It won't die on us. It just keeps going. It is actually quite a fantastic tractor. It's not the most comfortable one to drive, but it seems to be very widespread, and with most of the weight is lower down in the tractor than you're used to. And I have seen it driven along slopes that I know would tip over a tractor. I've seen tractors get unstable on ground like that, and the Zeta just keeps going along. And you're absolutely certain the thing is just going to roll sideways. Not a chance. It just won't do it. And then it'll go over a pothole on the lower side of the tractor. Will just dip right down. You start running, certain that you've got to go and help the driver. And nope, it's all fine. It just keeps going. It will not stop, and it will not tip. So, yeah, the old Zetas seem to be an untippable tractor. It's like some sort of magical magnet that is fitted within the machine. And, just lets it just keep on going permanently almost. We're going to take this fertilizer spinner that we got here. We're going to run that one back up to the top, and I'm actually trying to hitch you in the wrong way. We want to go up to the other side of the shed, and we're going to run that one up to the dealership, and we're going to sell it because obviously we're not going to use a fertilizer spinner anymore. That is no longer something that we need. And I am considering selling that plough as well and buying a slightly bigger one. I mean, at the moment, we're sort of we are struggling a little bit for money. I don't think that selling the plough is a viable option at the moment. And once we have sold this one, just check our grain situation a minute. I'm wondering if maybe we should sell a few grains and get a little bit more money that way. The power food is another situation that we need to sort of have a look at. We've got a mower. We've got one front-mounted mower. And we can make, if we were to buy a tedder, we don't need to get bales. We don't have to have bales. We could gather loose hay and store it loose. Now, I know for a fact, so that one there is the one that we're going to get. I had the vote, and this one just came out on top, I feel. And that one's 14,000 euros. So that's not a huge amount. And I know for a fact that quite a few farmers, especially in Europe, they do actually keep, store their hay loose. They'll gather it in a loading wagon, in a forage wagon, and they store the hay loose. So we could do that. Quite happily we could do that. And I am curious, if we were to take the pile of grass that we've got down over there and sort of spread it out in a line somewhere on a field, could we run over it with the tedder and turn it into hay? Would that actually work? It might be worth trying to pick it up. That's a little experiment that I would like to try and do, and maybe get some other grass going as well. If we can spread that out enough that we can get the tedder to go over it and turn it into hay, that might be... Ooh, I've got to turn my beacons on, I'm very sorry. And I was supposed to be in cab. I was talking about being in cab. Yeah, so there's a little experiment that we might actually try. So we want 14,000 euros to buy the tedder. And then... what else did we need? The only other thing that we're actually going to need is a loading wagon. And if we just take a quick look in the animal section in here, it's not a loading wagon, it's a feeder. A forage mixer wagon. A mixing wagon, not a loading wagon, it's a mixer wagon. Right, that one's 41,000 euros. That's the expensive bit. We don't have a cheaper option. You got this one, which is much more expensive. That's not going to happen. So we would need this one. We can't do it without, you've got to blend it in this machine. So we'll need... I still don't know what those two are. No, one of those is straw. I know one of them is straw, but I don't know what that second one is. With the straw and the leaf bit beside it. Is that maybe straw bales? Maybe one of them is straw bales and one of them isn't. Because that's grass and that's hay and that's silage. So maybe that's straw and that's straw bales. Or the other way round. Not quite sure, but I thought straw bales. Yeah, that's straw bale there. So what's those two? One of those, I don't know what it is. We'll have to find out. I will see if I can do some research somewhere and find out what that is. Okay. No, I want to just come over here and lower that one down. Unhitch. Let's go forward a little bit. There we go. Right, so now that I'm out the way, it won't try to sell the tractor instead. 5,548 euros. Sell. Okay. We are no longer... using any chemicals on our land. We are fully organic. There goes our fertilizer spinner. We could buy one of those fields if we wanted to. We don't actually want to. So what was I going to do now? This one here is 40,000. So we could get that one. We've got the mower. We could get the tedder as well. And that would sort of give us everything that we need to start making some hay. Don't think I want to... I don't know if I want to start doing that today or not. Was there something else that I was looking at getting? I can't remember now. I suddenly had an idea of something else that we could get. I've completely lost my train of thought. I really hate it when that happens. Really, really does frustrate me. So we got the weeder. We got a plough. We got the mower. I'm sure there was something else that I was thinking about. I think we're going to need to do this. I think we want to just go for this one. We'll get the tedder. We might make a start on this today. So we've got trailer attacher or we got toolbar attacher. So you've got the two different types of attacher. It's not going to really make much difference. I think we'll just go for the trailer attacher. And we'll buy that one, 14,000 euros. Okay. Back out of there. Let's go and get our tedder. And then we're going to need to do some mowing. So where are we going to mow? Let's just come in here. Turn round a bit. I think we'll actually go and mow the square patch that we've mowed previously. Although last time we did that, we had... We're not going to need that much, are we? I think that's going to be a bit excessive, because... I mean, last time we made a bit of silage as well, and I don't think that we're going to need to do that. So actually, I think... Well, I'll turn this one back on for a minute. I think we could just do that little patch there. I don't think we're going to need anything bigger than that. I can get the forage wagon and actually collect up the grass that we've got. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this one here, and I'm going to head back down. So I'm just going to park this one right here and leave it here. We're not going to actually start doing it today because we're running out of time. I've done all the time-lapse and everything. So in our next episode, this is going to be our next project, is we're going to start just making a bit of hay. I know that we're going to have to get an extra 40,000 euros in order to be able to buy the mixer wagon, but I think it's going to be worth it. Although I might look around for a mod first, just to see if we can maybe get a cheaper one. I know that there is a much more expensive one. You know, the Pecan mixer that I had in Sandy Bay? That one is available, but that one obviously is hideously expensive when you compare it to the one that we've got available. So we might have to go for the 40k one. That's a lot of money. Anyway, that doesn't really matter because we're not doing that today, and I may decide to buy an extra mower as well to go onto the side, speed this up a bit. Probably not though. I think that might just be a bit excessive, really. So let me just stop here. My question for this week, and I didn't show you previously, so I'll show you now. I'm going to buy a slurry tanker. Do you want me to get the Garant? Do you want me to get the Joskin? Do you want me to get the Fliegl here? This is a still a small one. I'm only going for the smaller ones. Do you want me to get a Marshall, or do you want me to get the IT runner? And obviously the IT runner, if we get that one, we'll have to get the trailer as well. And I will get the IT runner module for the manure spreading as well. It's your vote, it's your game. Mouse over in the top right hand corner up here, click on the little circle and cast your vote, and head into the comment section and tell us why you're voting for what you're voting for. It is Christmas Eve today. I really do hope that you have a fantastic Christmas. You should hopefully have had a extra Christmas special been released. I'm not sure what time I'm going to be releasing it, but it may have already been out, so I hope you enjoy that. I'm kind of nervous about the reception of that one. I've never done anything like that before, so yeah, go easy on me. That's all I'm asking, is just go easy on me. Be honest, by all means, but yeah, go a little bit easy on me, please. And tomorrow you should have a slightly extended time-lapse for your Christmas presents. So, yeah. Merry Christmas to everybody, and I won't say Happy New Year yet because we'll obviously be back on Boxing Day with our regular scheduled programming. As always, we're not going to be taking any breaks. If you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give me a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me, get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.